Hello Flosstube friends, this is Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to share how I make some covered buttons with some small cross stitch. So you can see on the left side of the screen here, I have some covered buttons in different sizes, and then these Dritz covered buttons come with these clear templates. So that kind of round donut that you see there, and here's another one. Each pack comes with its own. So what you want to do, that inner circle is what is going to be on the top, what is going to be seen on the button. You really want to keep your stitching within there. So there's 3 different sizes. I'm going to put them out that I have. There is the Let me give you the exact sizes of all of these guys. There's the 3/4 of an inch is the small one. There is a 7/8 and a 1 1/8. Now there probably are some other sizes. Those are the sizes I have. And so that's what I'm going to really talk about today. I am going to tell you that I ended up not doing a 7/8 button for whatever reason. All of the stitching I did was probably a little too big. I probably could have got away with doing the bumblebee on the 7/8 button. However, this piece is going on a finish where the others are not, not yet anyway. And the piece I'm doing is pretty big. And so I really felt like the bigger button cover would work. What you want to do then, or what I like to do, is I trace that outer circle and then I just simply use my scissors to cut out the shape. Now you're going to see in the video, I've left this real time. I don't want to speed through it. There is that clear piece there on the left, and then you need a top and a bottom. So the top is smooth, the back has the button shank on it, and then there is a blue piece that you use to finish. We're going to take the clear piece that you can see through, almost kind of like looking glass or something, and you want to center your stitch. Now, to me, this is the trickiest part because then you kind of layer it on and you're going to push the button top down inside of this clear piece to get it centered. Now, sometimes you get it and nail it the first time, and sometimes not so much. It's really kind of whatever you think. I think the B one I did really well. A couple of the others, not so much. Pull it out and start again. The edges will start to fray, but none of my buttons did I have to restitch or anything like that. Then you push the back of the button down and you put the blue piece inside. Now, I think if you have stronger hands, you could probably push and get it to secure. I actually did one at another time where I was able to get the piece in, but see how that doesn't stay in? I'm purposely doing this really bad for you guys so you can just kind of see that it can be a little bit tricky. I'm just going to use that to kind of help fold down those pieces. I'm not really doing anything other than just pushing the ends. You want all of the edges of that to be inside. So I am going to now replace the back of the button. We're going to take the blue piece and place it on top. And what I recommend is a small hammer or a small mallet. And very, very gently tap it. So I'm just going to kind of push it in place. And then around the edges of this blue piece, I'm going to take, I have this little small craft hammer. I've had it forever. Paper crafters will recognize it. It's from making memories, or a little rubber mallet or something, and very gently, you don't have to pound. In fact, I recommend not pounding. Tap around the edges, and then you will take the clear piece and you will simply pop the button out. I'm just going to go all the way around the edges and make sure that it is secure. I like to go very, very slow. I don't want to hit my fingers with the hammer. And then you'll pop out your button. It's as easy as that. Look how cute, and it's ready to be added to your finish or to use as a display. I can think of so many ways to use these covered buttons, and they can be stitched up in really hardly any time at all, which is amazing. So that first bumblebee is, of course, from Primrose Cottage Hive Rules. I stitched it to go on a finish, and so that one was specifically stitched for a finish, but I have stitched the rest of these for examples for this tutorial. I'm using scraps of fabric. I also should mention I used the same fabric for the bumblebee that I used for this stitch, which was 25 count antique white Lugana. Now for this heart, this is actually from the Heart in Hand Square Dance from the February chart. The Square Dance charts come with 3 charts in one for the monthlies, and this has January, February, and March, and I did a heart, of course. I did a couple of hearts, but I'm only going to do the one button. I did a heart from the February chart, just using some floss from a chart I already had out, and this is going to be one of the 3/4 of an inch buttons. So this is going to be the smallest one I have, but it works amazing. So again, I have traced using the template. I am going to center it, and then I'm actually just using my pen to help push the button down inside, and this one was perfect the first time, which is great because it gave me a false sense of security, because you will see in the next one was a little bit trickier. I'm just using the tool to kind of help push the backs down. I do want to mention this heart was stitched on 36 count Duxbury linen. This does make a difference. If you're using a bigger fabric, you're going to get a bigger button cover. A lot, in fact, all the rest of the buttons I'm going to show you were stitched on a 36 count fabric so that I could get the image on the button. Look how cute. Can you imagine these like in all of the colors of the rainbow, and then maybe putting them on a display board or something in your office or just wherever? I love it. Now, when I saw this heart design, you can see it here. This is another Heart in Hand pattern. This one is Doodles Spring. It only has 3 rows, so it's a 3x3. I actually did a 3x4 so that it would fill the entire 1 1/8 cover for the biggest button. Probably could have, done it different if I wanted to, but I really just wanted those little hearts to cover the whole thing. And this is on 36 count Duxbury linen. I actually had a little tiny strip scrap, and it worked really great for this. So that's why quite a few of the examples are stitched on this particular fabric. And I didn't have anything necessarily to finish them. I just really wanted to create some examples for the video. So I'm going to trace, cut this out, and we're going to do the same thing. Now, this is going to be the same steps no matter what size. I will link the sizes I'm showing in the video down below. I did show you the 7th, 8th button earlier in the video. I just ended up not using it. So I'm sure I'll use it at some point. I think for the most part, I would normally make my covered button after I've done the stitch and I'm starting the finish and I know what I want. Or even when you're stitching the design and maybe one of the little motifs in the design really kind of pops out at you and you know that you want to do a covered button for the finish, you could do that then. Now, I had a ton of trouble lining this one up. Because it's in rows, it is a little tricky, and I'm purposely going to leave this in the video to just show you how you can rework it. Just be gentle. Take your time is my best advice, and don't finish the button. Don't go ahead and put the back on if you don't love how it looks. So I am checking, I pulled it out. I am a little bit, this one was the hardest one I did. Well, that's not entirely true. The rainbow was a little tricky as well. But I love this. I think this heart design could be done in a lot of different ways and would be a very cute accent on all kinds of finishes. And not even necessarily just cross stitch finishes. Maybe you have like a little pillow that you have a you have a ribbon and you want to do a button in the center. You could tie it on. Basically anything that you want to put a decorative button on, you could make your own. Now I know I'm showing cross stitch pieces in my video today where I am finishing little cross stitches into buttons, but even more simple, you can take favorite fabrics, find a little motif in your fabric, trace it out with your template, and create a button from your fabric. You do not have to do a little cross stitch. I think the little cross stitches are super, super cute, so I'm kind of partial to them, but there are going to be cute motifs in some of your favorite fabrics that you could do as well. This button is beautiful. I love these hearts. Anyone who knows me and follows my channel knows that I just love hearts of all kinds. I even think these would be really fun to put like in a jar as decoration. I believe Lori Holt does that. I think she does like maybe all red covered buttons. I've only seen a part of the video that she shows it. If you guys have seen it, maybe you know, but she has a very, very good button tutorial on her channel, so I recommend checking that out as well. I'm showing you the Nichol way, the very simple way. Again, this is the 1 1/8 inch for these final 2 button covers. The Rudolph is from a Primrose Cottage chart. I will tell you, I was a little bit bummed. When I stitched it, I thought I stitched the face and the antlers in 2 different colors of brown. And I know you're looking at this going, huh, no, you didn't. I promise I did, but it does not look like it. So I'm probably going to restitch him just because I don't think that his antlers show up from his face very well. But I love the little Rudolph face. I think that is going to be a very, very cute center to a bow. And then the rainbow, I have been looking for an awesome rainbow forever. This rainbow is from a chart. It's a free chart actually in the month of February 2023 in the Shannon Christine subscriber group on Facebook. So it is a subscription group. I've been a member since she started it, and it is an amazing group. You get a lot for your money each month. It's a great way to support your favorite designers if they have Patreons or the Facebook subscription group. But she has a darling little St. Patty's Day chart that's a freebie, and this rainbow is in it. And I have been looking for a rainbow, as I mentioned, forever. I did have to alter it just a little bit, but you guys, it is the cutest little rainbow. I did stitch this on a bluish fabric. It's brand new to me. It's a fabric by Seraphim. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head. I'll put it down in the description. I picked it up from Lindy's Fabrics, or Lindy's Stitches, pardon me. And I really love it. And I think that the rainbow pops on it. But getting that rainbow centered was a little bit of a challenge. You'll notice that I have about as much trouble as I did with the rows of hearts, but just, again, I take my time. I work the stitch in. If I'm not happy with it, I'm just going to keep pulling it out and fixing it until I get it the way I want it to look. The things I changed, because this is actually a small piece of it's a small chart, but it's a very teeny tiny motif of a small chart. I did alter the clouds. I didn't stitch them quite as far out as the design. Basically, I just stitched the clouds the way I wanted to. It's not near as much as the actual chart, but everything else, the rainbow and the little heart inside, are exactly like the chart, but I wanted the clouds to fit within the space for my button better. And I just was not happy with this over and over and over. But that's okay. We're going to get it. I feel like it's kind of important to show the process, and that it isn't just, ooh, look, I got it perfect the first time. I really want you guys to see kind of, sometimes it takes more than once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. I don't even know how many times I did this rainbow, or the hearts for that matter, to get it perfectly straight. But in the end, it is absolutely adorable. I definitely think I need to stitch this for my little friend group. We attend some retreats at a craft house that has the rainbow staircase, and I think these are just cute. It would even be a great little, what I'm thinking for this, it would be cute to use as a closure on a bag or something. I actually have some ideas for that little rainbow, so I will see what I can work up, and I might have something else to share with you soon. So once I have it like I want it, I'm going to take the blue setting, I don't know what it's called exactly, I call it the setting piece. I put the back of the button in, and I just gently go around the edges, tapping. And then I always pull it up kind of close to my face to make sure that it's all in. And I felt like it needed to be a little bit more secure. And you want to tap pretty softly, and we'll pop it out. Oh my gosh. I couldn't love the rainbow more, you guys. I really couldn't. I just think it's so cute. Look at the back. Ugh. Absolutely, absolutely adorable. Let's go ahead and do Rudolph, even though his antlers... Okay, here's the thing. And I didn't really have time to restitch it before I wanted to get this video done. So I went ahead and did it. I will say, even though his antlers blend into his face, I will probably still use this for something. It's small. It's not the main, it won't be the main focal point of whatever design it is. So it's okay. It's just not my favorite. And I think I probably would like him on a little bit lighter fabric. But like I said, I had these little scraps of fabric left over, and I feel like those little scraps are perfect to use up to make cute little buttons. So let's make sure all of our exposed edges, we'll put our back in, we'll take our setting piece and go all the way around the edges again. I hope this has inspired you guys to try some buttons. I picked up all of my button packs at Michael's. I think I even ordered them at Michael's online, to be honest. I don't know. Some probably have them in stores, but you can use the coupon codes and things at Michael's. I will have that down in the description if you're interested. They are not that much. You get quite a few buttons in each pack, and it's kind of addictive to make these buttons. Very fun. See what kind of little motifs are in some of your favorite charts. See what kind of covered buttons you can make. And I cannot wait to see all of your amazing covered buttons. Thanks you so much for watching. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.